Freedom March with Rodney Munker. Up next on ILTV.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of ILS or the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a product of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented, in part or entirety, without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights are reserved.
Marijuana is a dangerous drug.
The Queen is dead. God save the King.
There can never be rape in marriage. BMW sound like bad man wagon. Not only am I saved, I'm saved and sanctified. The revolution is alive, and we must continue to document it.
Freedom!
We are mourning the passing of a tourism icon, a cultural hero. It is with the greatest regret that I must announce to the nation that John Berkeley Taylor, better known as Penet Taylor, is dead. We are advised that he died today. We'll talk about Penet Taylor and his major contribution to the development of tourism in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome once again to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Roman Catholic Church. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. He's from the 1st Century Church.
Absolutely, the 1st Century Church of Christ.
This is powerful.
You better believe it.
And of course, today is Tuesday the 17th day of December 2024. It is exactly 8 days before the Christian world celebrates the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to Freedom March. There are some interesting reports coming out of Great Exuma. We will tell you about a man whom the authorities claim is a Frenchman. And we will tell you how the Frenchman has disappeared at Great Exuma. This has the potential of developing into another scandal. So we'll talk about the potentiality, as I have been in contact with Exuma, and Exuma, I'll tell you what Exuma tells me when we discuss this matter. So to the people of Exuma, you must help to find the Frenchman, even though he went to sea. So it's just amazing, these tragic incidents. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. It's a wonderful day here in Nassau. I'll be right back as we look at some issues 8 days before Christmas. Hold on, everybody. I'm coming. This is powerful.
Freedom March with Rodney Munker will be right back after this. is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and we will go straight to Bradley Roll, who's waiting to spread the gospel at this time of the year. Bradley?
Absolutely. We got to read today from the book of Luke, the 7th chapter, verses 24 to 28. And after John's messengers left, Jesus began to speak to the crowd about John. What did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed swayed by the wind? If not, what did you go out to see? A man dressed in fine clothes? No. Those who wear expensive clothing and indulge in luxury are in palaces. But what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is the one about whom it is written, I will send my messenger ahead of you, who will prepare your way before you. I tell you, among those born of women, there is no one greater than John. Yet, the one who's least in the kingdom of God is greater than he. Luke chapter 7, verses 24 to 28. Read from the NIV. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Thank you, producer. Back to you, Sam.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, it's with sadness that I must announce that 89-year-old Penet Taylor, he passed away. Penet Taylor, his full name is John Berkeley Taylor. He is a drummer. He's good at beating any kind of drum. And for those of you who are old enough, you would recall that in the late 50s, early 60s, Penet Taylor had the world famous drum beat club, which was located at the corner of Market Street and Fleming Street. Can we hear some music from Penet Taylor? That is John Berkeley Taylor, better known as Penet Taylor, who died this morning at age 89. We spoke with his neighbor who lives out on Cable Beach, literally on the water. We spoke to businessman Harrison Petty to find out when was the last time he heard from Penet Taylor. Harrison Petty also went on to describe Penet Taylor as one of the greatest Bahamians that he know and one of the greatest cultural legend. So in the late 50s, early 60s, tourism at its heyday, Mr. Taylor organized a folklore show, a cultural show, and practically every cruise ship that landed at Nassau Harbor, their passengers knew that they would be taken in the evening into Bainstown, where Mr. Taylor operated the drumbeat club, and they would be entertained with Bahamian concoction, Bahamian rum, Bahamian liquor, good dance, fire dance, good music, and Taylor emerged as one of the greatest cultural legend. In fact, his contribution to tourism was so great that the then Minister of Finance and Tourism, the late Sir Stafford Sands, would take Mr. Taylor and other cultural artists on international tours of the United States of America with a view to showing off this kind of talent and attracting tourists to the Bahamas. So he made a significant contribution, and of course he would be greatly missed. So John Berkeley Taylor, dead at age 89. Penet Taylor, a true Bahamian legend, a true Bahamian hero. It's powerful. Bradley?
No comment, Senator.
Well, folks, having told you about that, you would recall that I have been complaining bitterly about many incidents that I have been able to trace to an international group called Airbnb. Airbnb, I have observed that they have been involved in all kinds of skullduggery. So sometimes Airbnb is involved in smuggling people into the United States, and they're so good. Their level of smuggling is so sophisticated that they have been able to outmaneuver the FBI, the DEA, the CIA, Homeland Security. And so that is what Airbnb has contributed to human smuggling into the United States. And it appears to me like the Americans are not interested in stopping smugglers if they're coming from Airbnb. Only me have that theory, and remember, it is a concoction in my mind.
You're good
So
at
it's
that.
powerful. And then, of course, you would recognize that there's been a number of things that has been happening in the country that you are able to trace to Airbnb. The other day, we had 2 Negro youth who ran away. The next thing we learned of them, they were celebrating at Airbnb in Andros, where they were able to put on what I call the Airbnb robberies. But they were eventually captured. Well, there's a major scandal developing. Only me will tell it to you. There is a 21-year-old man. It is alleged that he's Frenchman. It is alleged that he's from Quebec in Canada. And it is alleged that he was at an undercover Airbnb in Great Exuma, him and his companion. And they decided that they would go into the ocean for a swim. You will note that every time there is a scandal, it appears that people come to the Bahamas, people who are either lesbians, gays, transgender. And this has been going on for the last 50 years. You would recall that in 1974, there was an American who came to the Bahamas, and the next thing we know, a man showed up and killed him. And had it not been for Mrs. Janet Bostwick, the murderer would have escaped. But I'll have you to know that Janet Bostwick was determined to pursue that murderer, and Mrs. Bostwick didn't stop until she popped his neck. So 50 years later, there are new information emerging over how people who are involved in kinky relationships, they are attracted here to the Bahamas, particularly when they wish to disappear and or to get rid of their other partner. I'm not suggesting that in the case of the Frenchman that this is precisely what has happened, but many exhumians are very suspicious. Many exhumians have reported that they've been walking along the shoreline trying to see if they could find this Frenchman. And I sense this is going to be very sexual. This is going to be very controversial. I have the gift to sense these sins. So let me tell you what one of the media is reporting. A 21-year-old Frenchman, and I do not wish for people to confuse this 21-year-old Frenchman with the French people from the southern part of the Bahamas. Many of us don't speak French. We speak Haitian Creole, but there are many of us who can speak French and we can speak 6 other languages. That's one of the gifts of being Haitian. So, what is the report? A 21-year-old Frenchman from Canada was reported missing at sea in Exuma yesterday. According to preliminary reports, the missing man and another male tourist allegedly went swimming near their vacation rental and around 6 p.m. they did this, and one of the men returned alone, and there he alerted the authorities that his friend was trapped in rough waters in Exuma, and apparently his friend couldn't swim and he was not able to save him. So he's being identified as his companion. And so this is another scandal, because in the case of the Frenchman, he comes from a country which is very liberal. I'm being advised that in Canada, they're very liberal. Many of these things that we call sins in the Bahamas, once you get to Canada, it's no longer sinful. So I find it very interesting that many of the things that we here in the Bahamas say is sinful, in Canada, there's hardly any.
It doesn't
sin.
mean that it's not sinful in Canada. All of this is they just have a tolerance for it. But don't say, we all know that homosexuality and lesbianism, these are sins that the Bible discusses. They're wrong here in the Bahamas, they're wrong in Canada, they're wrong in America, they're wrong in Europe. But it's just that the liberals, those who have this secular view of what liberalism is, they just accept it.
So you then must
doesn't
accept
mean it ain't wrong.
You must accept my submission that while we in the Bahamas would regard it as sin, it's not sin in Canada.
There's a sin in Canada, but it's just accepted, that's all.
Come, my spiritual advisor, if the Canadians regarded this as a sin, they would not accept it, because everybody on the face of God's earth know that sin is a transgression of the law.
Yeah, of God's law.
Isn't it not?
Yeah.
Well, what the heck are you talking about?
And there are a lot of people in Canada who don't subscribe to certain liberals' ideas. So it isn't a broad brush across the board thing.
You're gonna speak up for Canada?
Yeah, that's the place I have to go to, Sandra. So
Okay. Well, I don't have to go to Canada.
mind you, when I go there, I don't see that much of that. You glimpse it in the mall. You may see 1 or 2 people who holding hand, and it's supposed to be holding hand, but I don't see it in a widespread, all over the place.
Holding hands in Canada, is it lawful?
I don't know. I see men and men holding hand. I see women and women holding hand. They do the same thing here. So,
Yeah, but here in the Bahamas, it's father and son holding hands.
Well, in the Bahamas, we accept women holding hand, but when 2 men hold hand, that becomes another story.
Really? Oh, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah, we see 2 women, we see 2 women holding hand, and we figure, all right, well, they're just cool, they're just friends.
Okay.
But, the other day I saw 2 Frenchmen walking down Carpenter Road, right? And I know how these Frenchmen from the South go. They sometimes they're so naive to certain things, right? see two of them all the night, right?
No. My spiritual advisor.
I said, lage. Puki sao.
My spiritual advisor. I will not have you slander my people.
Lage me.
I will not have you do that. There may be sissies in the Caribbean, but there is no sissy in Haiti, and there is no sissy that comes from Haiti.
Malikong.
All right? So you stop that.
You remember garçon?
You stop that. Any garçon, you remember? Garçon say, ti garçon li. You stop that. All right? So, folks, this is what is taking place. I call on the people of Great Exuma, the home of my maternal ancestors, to do everything to help find this Frenchman and turn him over to the authorities. We must make sure that there is no scandal that break out, because, you know, I don't want the government of Canada to carry on, because just the other day, the Prime Minister of Canada, that is Justin Trudeau, he was very upset over the fact that the people of the United States of America elected a man to be in charge of not only America, but the free world. So these are some of the things that we are up against. And so that perhaps is another scandal that is developing. It appears that in our tourism, we do not tell the tourists in advance that this is a safe country. We don't wish to, you know.
So who filed the missing person report?
The male companion.
So what was the event? Did they go fishing? Did they?
They went swimming at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is very dark. I don't know why.
Oh man!
Why?
So which resort was this that they were at?
This is an Airbnb.
Does it say Airbnb?
That is the intelligence I've received on the ground.
What does the newspaper say? Rental something, right?
That's the newspaper. I'm not relying on the newspaper.
Right. So don't
I'm
do
relying.
it. Senator, unless they say that's what it is,
you
say
want my source to be principally the newspaper?
See, Senator, let me tell you. Anyhow, you say
my
right
source is the people of Great Exuma. Continue to investigate. Let's find the 21-year-old. Let's return him to his family. But we have to tell tourists going in the ocean to swim at 6 p.m. is dark and dangerous. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. How's my spiritual advisor?
Doing well.
This is powerful. Are we paying any bill or no bill at this point?
I'm thinking we should. Let's do it. Multi-Discount is a store located on Royal Avenue, offering a wide range of home goods and appliances at affordable prices. They cater to various styles from simple to sophisticated, making them a great option for new and old parents or for anyone who's just looking to freshen up their home. Money Max. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union. With Money Max, download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime or anywhere. Sending money's never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max, live your max life. All right, back to you, Sandra.
Thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, with the indictment in the United States of America involving 2 law enforcement officers, both of whom were arrested in the United States, both of whom were charged, both of whom have not received bail, and both of whom should have been fired now by the government of the Bahamas. Enter the talk is the former Bishop of Barbados, the Right Reverend Drexel Gomez, who eventually became the Lord Bishop of Nassau, and of course, in his retirement, he retired as Archbishop. Well, for many of you, you might not be aware of it, that this Anglican priest in 1983, 1984, he served on the Pinling appointed Blue Ribbon Commission of Inquiry to investigate drug trafficking through the Bahamas. Indeed, history teaches us, and so does the extra copy of the Commission of Inquiry report, because there were 2 reports written. The majority of the commissioners, they wrote a majority report, and the bishop, then as he was of Barbados, he wrote a minority report. In fact, in his minority report, he had findings which conflicted with the findings of the majority members of that August Commission of Inquiry. Well, the media is reporting that His Grace is very upset over the fact that Bahamians, if I am to quote him correctly, perhaps what I'll do, I'll ask my spiritual advisor to look at the article and perhaps read it so that we would be better educated as to what the Lord Bishop had to say, so that I can further dissect it, because I think it becomes very significant in view of the fact that there exists a state secret involving the bishop. What is the bishop name?
Drexel Gomez?
Bishop Drexel Gomez, and a bishop of one of the Protestant denomination. And from time to time, when there's a row, it would come up. But outside of that, it doesn't come up. And I find that if I don't tell the country these things, everybody hides it. It's a very secretive society, but I'm here. Read to tell the country a little history.
All right, so retired Anglican Archbishop Drexel Gomez, who was a member of the 1980s Commission of Inquiry into the impact of drug trafficking on the Bahamas, has been left deeply distressed by allegations of massive cocaine trafficking through the Bahamas, allegedly ensnaring law enforcement and government officials. My concern when I hear about all of this is how could Bahamians go back to cocaine? Because of the damage that has been done in the past, said Gomez in an interview with The Guardian on Monday. I just found it overwhelming that they would be still trying to go back to that. That to me doesn't make sense at all. The damage that cocaine has done to so many families in this country. I just think that given the public record, that people would not just be afraid of it, but wouldn't want to go near it because of the damage that is done, that is so obvious. That is just my theory. There's just so many families. There are just so many Bahamian families that have been almost or totally destroyed as a result of cocaine and drug trafficking. So that's basically.
Well, I think the Lord Bishop is being unfair by taking the cocaine brush and dabbing the whole society. What Bahamians is he referring to? The majority of the Bahamians? No, the Americans got the cocaine smugglers. So, at the moment, it's 2, possibly 3 law enforcement officers and a number of people that they have identified as being co-conspirators. The Lord Bishop will recall that when he sat on the Commission of Inquiry, the same people, the same classes of people who were identified by his Commission of Inquiry are the same players today. He would recall that 41 years ago, when he sat on the commission, it was an assistant commissioner of police. 40 years later, the rank has dropped. It's no longer assistant commissioner of police, it's now a chief superintendent. He must remember that. During the hearing of the Commission of Inquiry, Sir Orville Turnquest, who was the Chancellor of the Holy Anglican Church, and as such was the legal advisor to the Anglican Church and by extension to Bishop Drexel Gomez. One day, Sir Orville reported that Bishop Drexel Gomez had met with a Baptist bishop, and in the course of that spiritual gathering, guess what happened? Instead of them continuously talking about Christ, they began to discuss the Commission of Inquiry. And the Baptist bishop, a very shrewd Negro gentleman, is alleged, according to Sir Orville Turnquest, to have told Bishop Drexel Gomez that principle does not put bread on the table. And he told Bishop Drexel Gomez that when he write the report, he must write it right. I want Bishop Drexel Gomez to deal with that. I want him to confirm that there was that spiritual gathering and that they discussed more than our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but instead they discussed a principle that was advocated by that esteemed bishop of the Baptist Church. You've not heard that before, hey? They've hidden that from you. not too many people would be aware of this incident. And so when the Baptist bishop, because Baptists don't mess around, told the Anglican bishop to write right, did Drexel Gomez get up from the table? Did he hit on the table and said, "Bishop, who the hell you talking to?" But that was a big scandal. And if you were F&M in that day, you would know that story. If you were a supporter of the F&M, you would know that story. But I just thought I'll say to you, I don't know why the bishop is upset, because in his minority report, what did he recommend? What did he recommend? That becomes very, very important, because it is in writing. And I don't want to have to read this report. I really wouldn't want to have to read the minority report, but it's interesting to take note of what he says. And all I say is, what was his recommendation? Did he deal with the societal issue, or did he only look at the politician? I think it's important for those of us who are interested and have been advocating the appointment of a commission of inquiry. I do not want you to be like the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis. He has not read the Commission of Inquiry report. He has not. So anyone who's talking about the appointment of a commission of inquiry, or attempting to discuss the concept of a commission of inquiry, or what may have happened 41 years ago, if you have not read the commission of inquiry, you're on the wrong track. That's the way I see it. But one day I may read one or two quotes from Archbishop Drexel Gomez. I can see him pending through a mass rally on Windsor Park. And either it was a mass rally or a major fundraising, and the Archbishop, having criticized Pinling and the PLP severely, he showed up in his holy robes. I was at the rally. I thank God that I was there, and I wanted to see how PLPs who were Anglican, how would they react to the bishop. I will withhold for the day their reactions, but I was there, and it's interesting. Anyway, my spiritual advisor, I am certain you have no more comments on the bishop.
I mean, when you look at it from his point of view, Senator, the main things he mentioned is the effect it would have, or it has had, on Bahamian families during the 80s. You remember when people used to talk about freebasing and you look like you wap out?
Yes.
You remember that? Yeah. That's the effect of drugs, in particular cocaine, it would have had on, a lot of people who would have, gotten engaged and
who participated in
taking drugs. Yeah.
That is true.
And I think too, we had folks who became addicted to cocaine.
Yes.
Who would actually be selling things on their family homes to be
selling
able to,
things?
Yeah, like
they were selling themselves.
Wow. They would, they remember the figurines? You remember them pretty figurines we used to have in the house?
You remember the bank secret?
What's that?
You are a banker. Some of them were hooked on cocaine. They were working in the bank, and they were so hooked on drugs that when the United States DEA came, DEA, yeah, they came, they were able to get them to reveal confidential banking secret.
So you had bankers hooked on cocaine?
How you mean? Some of the biggest bankers you had around here.
Oh, really?
Don't mind them. They're nothing but a bunch of old.
Wow.
But
so understand
Lord.
understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
And then he talk about the negative effect it has when if we as a country get involved in sending cocaine into the United States.
We as a country,
the backlash, and
hold
the
on a second.
negative.
Hold on a second. We as a country have not sent any drugs into the United States.
How did it
The
get there?
United States as a country did sell drugs to back a war.
So that's
We've
what-
never,
okay,
as a country.
Forget about that part.
No. You say it correctly.
No, Senator. Aren't we focusing on his comments? Why are you going?
He said
into all
we as a
that?
country. Go back to that. Because if he says we as a country, then I'll take him on.
Yeah, I may be quoting him
Because this
incorrectly.
country, the vast majority of the Bahamian people
Let's
aren't
see.
involved in no drugs.
No, he
99% of the population isn't involved
Yeah,
in
we
any
understand.
drugs.
It's just a small portion, a small few, a handful. All right, let's see what he's saying.
Let's get that clear. Don't say we as a country.
So we can understand what his concern is and
Yeah.
how distressed he was over these allegations. So my concern when I hear about all of this is how could Bahamians go back to cocaine because of the damage that has been done in the past. Okay, I found it overwhelming that we should still be trying to go back to that. Doesn't make sense. All the damage that cocaine has done to so many families in this country. Okay. So I misquoted them.
You have misquoted the bishop. Yeah, you better say like that.
You're saying in this country.
You got to watch out for me now.
Yeah.
There is no bishop in the Bahamas.
But I
want you to hear this.
Yeah.
There's no bishop in the Bahamas. There's no politician in the Bahamas that I can't respond to because I'm 68.
But we're not looking at responding to them.
It's very important. If you say
we're looking
that
at trying
the
to fix
Bahamas,
this problem.
the Bahamas, the bishop, he
We're
was
trying to
on the
fix this
commission.
problem.
What recommendation did he make to fix it? And how has him and his Christian denomination, have they been consistently warning young people about drugs? And I want you to listen to this piece now. I'm going to throw a parable at you. Tell me who in his church were illicit
Let me
in
ask
the
you,
activity.
why you always have to get involved with mudslinging when we have people who are concerned about issues in this
If
country?
you say that the Bahamians are smuggling into the United States, you're now accusing me and you're accusing my good, decent
Well, we know
friends.
you.
You heard what I just said? So if you start...
If you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, right?
Yeah.
The one who holler?
Yeah.
That's who the rock hit.
It didn't hit me.
Yeah,
because
so
I
you
am
don't
able...
put it
Listen to me. Watch what I did with the bishop. I told you he was serving as a commissioner when he had the meeting with the Baptist bishop. Now, if you are appointed to a commission of inquiry, what you doing meeting with people outside of the commission of inquiry? He got away with that.
Why are you
because
attacking this man?
I'm not attacking him, I'm giving you facts. Nobody can deny what I say. Nobody. You want me to call the name? If you don't believe me, ask Janet Bosbeck.
Well, he make a mistake when he comment on this.
Ask Janet Bosbeck.
He didn't recognize you can come holding after
Ask Janet Bosbeck.
Ah, Lord. You was something else.
No, I'm not something else. He who comes to equity.
Senator, the
He who
man
comes to
is
equity must come
concerned about the effects drug smuggling have on families in the Bahamas.
Okay.
That's a genuine concern.
What about marijuana? What is his views on marijuana?
Well, we don't know what his views are.
I'm asking.
He may be one of those bishops who think that
I'm not
medicinal
criticizing
use-
him, you know. I'm merely
medicinal use-
analyzing
But
what
Senator,
he's saying.
look at what
and
he's
the man.
saying, right?
Go ahead, tell me what he says.
Cocaine has had a very negative effect on families in the 80s. Because I remember growing up in Camp Brewer, seeing the effects of cocaine on a lot of families.
Okay.
It devastated a lot of families.
Okay.
It divided families.
Okay.
It destroyed families, literally.
Okay.
You know? But today, though, however, I think it's the economics of it rather than the use of it that drives Bahamian.
In the 80s,
true,
the economics was greater. I can show you by reading his name. Today, he's one of the greatest lawyers in the country. But when he testified, he told the Commission of Inquiry, he told Archbishop Drexel Gomez that when he went to the bank, the American money used to be wet. You know what it is to go with a, how big the garbage bag is big?
Why was American money wet?
Because they were washing it. It's in the Commission of Inquiry report.
They clean up the money.
You hear me? He went with garbage bag. I used to see him with the garbage bag, but I thought he just finished sweeping up because his daddy law firm was just down the road from the bank. Thought money's in it. Anybody I now see with garbage bag on Bay Street, I'm going to stop them. But I thought it was garbage. What I am saying, my spiritual advisor, is in the Commission of Inquiry report.
You're dumbing down the thing, man.
How am I dumbing down? I have never publicly expressed my disappointment in Archbishop Drexel Gomez while serving as a commissioner, meeting with the Bishop of the Baptist Church. You don't do that. Yeah, he saved, and the bishop saved, and perhaps, but you don't do that. Do you know what Sir Etienne de Puch did? Put up those pictures again so I can teach the spiritual advisor something. Showed the bishops, the bishop and the other commissioners, so that the spiritual. Sir James Smith is the short Englishman.
In the middle?
Yes. And he was a former Chief Justice of the Bahamas. When he didn't side with Bishop Drexel Gomez, Sir Etienne de Puch is now deceased. He died in 1991, and I knew Sir Etienne. Sir Etienne almost half killed him. Sir Etienne cursed him out. You don't believe me? Read the Tribune editorial between 1983 and 1987. Where Sir Etienne wailed up Sir James Smith. And I'll have you to know that Sir James Smith is a distinguished Englishman. But Sir Etienne wailed up his backside. All right? So now, ain't too many people could tell you this. And I knew Sir Etienne personally, because when I first met him, he said to me, "You represent light. Light is in Black Village. It's powerful." I just love these historical talks so I can show the spiritual advisor that everybody is not as saved as my spiritual advisor is.
It ain't that, Senator.
Go ahead.
No, it ain't that. Well, anyhow,
You give up.
I accept his comments and I understand what he's saying. And it's something for
It was
all those
devastating.
who smuggle drugs
Listen, it
to
hit
really
the bank.
think about.
It hit the
That
bank.
it destroyed a lot of families, man.
Listen, it hit the bank. The bank was on cocaine. The bank did more money laundering. You see them bankers who retired, who are here talking nonsense? They launder more money, and their money, they did real laundering. Their money was wet. You heard me? Their money was wet. I could read it to you. It's covered by privilege. Perhaps I may do it tomorrow, read you where this lawyer told the commission he told garbage bag full of money. And this lawyer was not Negro. This was a white lawyer. And listen to me. He knew exactly how to tote the garbage bag. And we all saw him. But we say, where the stupid man going with all these garbage bag? But we were stupid. He had all the money. You want to hear another thing? Flat
I'm
Rock.
sorry,
You
I'm
ever heard
sorry.
of Flat Rock? Huh?
Where we going with all this, man? Because this is starting to irritate me now. Where we go?
Oh, you don't want to hear about Flat Rock, eh? You ever heard of Flat Rock? Ask the Archbishop. What was his finding on Flat Rock? Folks, I'm not opposed to the Archbishop. I just want to educate my spiritual advisor so that he wouldn't think that these are concoction. These are concoction,
Okay, these
my
are facts.
spiritual advisor.
These are facts.
It's the Commission of Inquiry. And you can get a copy for $9, okay?
Thought I will.
Yeah, that's
No,
what you
they
should
will.
do. Any other person commenting on it?
Well, no, he made a statement. I don't know how the public received it, but I mean, there was not much commentary on it, you know.
This is Freedom March. Drug smuggling is wrong. But I want the Archbishop to tell the young people to say no to drugs. It's powerful. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. Say no to all drugs. Dope and coke. It's powerful.
Freedom March with Rodney Munker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and of course, he must be on the right track because he's from the 1st century.
Absolutely, from the 1st century church. Now, before we, I know you have a program here that you're running, but there's a grave concern, Mr. Producer, and also to you, Sandra, and the general public, of a video that is circulating on social media with a man beating a woman. We're hoping that the police would grab a hold of this video and track him down and make sure that he's prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Why did he beat the woman?
It doesn't matter why he beat her.
I asked you a simple
I don't know.
question.
I don't know.
You
all
see
I know,
a man beating a woman, and I ask you.
I don't know. I don't know
So
why he.
what
But somebody
makes-
came. Did somebody come to our defense?
What?
Did somebody come to our defense? Let's get on with the birthdays, eh?
No.
Because you
just hold the birthday.
You're a dangerous man, and
I'm not a dangerous man. You have seen something on social media,
producer, do you have it?
and I don't want to see no man beating no woman unless you are able to show me where the woman punched him first. All right? I want to talk. Just hold on a second. I want to talk to women.
So I give him the right to do that then.
Just hold on, my spiritual advisor, because you don't know what I'm talking about. I want women to listen to me. I'm your leader. In this country, the only leader the woman them have is me. Do not hit anyone who you don't want to hit you. I don't hit people because I don't want nobody to hit me. I don't beat up nobody because I don't want nobody to beat me up. I don't hit no woman because I don't want the woman, ma, pa, and the brothers them to attack me. Therefore, I call on women everywhere. Control your emotions.
Or else you can get cut up.
If you think that you must hit the man, just stamp the ground with your feet. Every man is not like my spiritual advisor.
I just walk away.
He always has been abused. Right?
No, Sandra, don't do that, man.
Right?
You always clown on people. You need to stop.
Right?
Now, you know man is beat man, right?
Yes.
So you better be careful.
I'm sick.
You right on my left-hand side, you know,
Don't
and I left hand.
Man, if you beat me and I fall out, the people can say you killed me, so leave me alone. So the point that I make is,
Oh, Jesus.
no man has a right to put his hand on a woman, and equally, no woman has a right to put her hands on a man. In the District of New Providence appeared before me a woman who it is alleged a man beat. But under cross-examination, I have learned that she incited it when she drew off and punched the out of him. You can't do that. So I want the women to submit. Don't fight no man. Okay? Simple as that. My spiritual advisor.
All right,
is quite
let's
daytime.
do some birthdays quickly. You got a couple birthdays to shout out today. Producer, you sent them already? Okay, good. So, McQuell Roll. Is that how you pronounce that? McQuell Roll, M-A-Q-U-E-L. We want to send a happy birthday to McQuell Marion Roll, a.k.a. Quelly, coming from her parents, Mario and Anita, her brother Mario Jr., the Bastian and Roll family. Please enjoy this your 23rd birthday. Blessings. You are an awesome, wonderful, and amazing young lady. God bless you always. We love you dearly. Do enjoy do enjoy your birthday to the fullest. All right? So happy birthday, Mikhail Roll. Okay, so Zika. Happy birthday to Zika. It's coming from your bestie. All the best to you. Happy birthday to Zika. All right? Nigel Stubbs. Happy birthday to my oldest grandson in Freeport, Nigel Stubbs, 29 years old today. Greetings is coming from his Grammy, Ena Rose Stubbs, Auntie Meredith Stubbs Henfield, his uncles Omar Stubbs and Mario Henfield, nieces and nephews Jaden Henfield, Marquise and Tina Stubbs. We love you all. Your daddy is watching over you. Okay, so happy birthday to the oldest grandson in Freeport, Nigel Stubbs. All right, so Jamaico Smith is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to Jamaico. My brother Jamaico Smith, coming from his children, Kalia, Shamika, Jamala, his brothers and sisters, especially Deborah, nieces and nephews, and all those who love him. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday to Jamaico Smith. Bridget Sweeting. Happy birthday to Bridget Sweeting. Nice Bridget Sweeting from Sharon Seymour. Enjoy your day. Then we got an anniversary. Duran and Anastasia is celebrating a wedding anniversary. Happy wedding anniversary to Duran and Anastasia Miller. All right. Now, that's it. What do you have, Santa?
Well, I want to join in saluting, what is Miss Miller's first name, who's celebrating her anniversary? Did you say Anne?
Hold on. Her name is Turan and Anastasia. Huh? Bridget? Oh, Bridget Sweeting. You know Bridget Sweeting? No?
It's Bridget who's married to Duran Miller.
No.
Jorgen Koss.
It's Anastasia and Duran celebrating their wedding anniversary.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to congratulate Mr. and Mrs. Miller. And I want to say to Miss Miller, blessed is the wife who lovingly submits to her husband, cooks his meal, and provide him with a towel. When I go to Black Village and I'm having a meal, when my wife look and she sees that I don't eat the food, she said, "You're not eating." I said, "Well." She said, "Goodness me, let me go and get a towel." She's required to put a towel on the table for me. Other than that, I'm not going to eat. Okay? So blessed is the wife who lovingly submit. Don't mind your mother. Don't mind your sisters. Don't mind the other women. You hold on to your husband. And to Duran, blessed is the man who loves his wife as Christ loved the church. It's powerful. I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Okay.
Well, today I have been bombarded by some people out of Harbor Island. I regretted that I couldn't jump on a boat and come down to Harbor Island to see what this is all about. But I've received reports that the people of Harbor Island are complaining that they didn't have any water. They say they didn't have any water. Then somebody said they didn't have any light. So I don't know what's going on. I want Harbor Island to send me a text. Do you have light? And do you have water? Okay? I have a solution to it, but I won't suggest it because I'm not sure how much, what about name would just go down to Harbor Island? No.
The Luther Express?
Is it the Luther Express?
I'm not
Daybreak.
certain.
Isn't there a boat called the Daybreak?
Yeah, there's one
I don't
called
know how
Daybreak.
much the Daybreak would charge me, but I have a solution. But I'm having that complaint, and I would like for BPL to look into the complaint and find out why, if I'm correct, there is no light on Harbor Island or certain parts of Harbor Island. That's been the complaint. They just send me voice note. No light, no water. So let's see how we can solve that, okay? Christmas is coming. People gonna need water so they can, wash down their turkey, wash down their chicken, maybe boil some fish. Goodness me. I wonder if my wife is watching me. Honey, you watching me? Please cut off the stove, eh? I don't want my group ahead to burn. I forgot I left it on the fire. Yeah. Listen, sister woman, call my wife and tell her cut off the stove because I really don't want the house to burn down. And I don't want my. I bought me like about $35 for a group ahead. That is for dinner.
You forgot to turn the stove off, man. Oh man.
No, it wasn't cooked yet, so I turned it down low. So, listen, call my wife and tell her.
Santa, why don't you do that quickly?
Cut that off. Our sister watching me. She'll tell her. Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought we'll talk about Harbor Island and the need for that. Did I send you a small video from Mikhail Barnaby? Put that on. Let me see what Mikhail is doing. Do we have it? Yeah. I need to see what's going on.
Merry Christmas, baby. Should it treat me nice? Merry Christmas, baby. Should it treat me nice? You bought me a diamond ring for Christmas. I feel like I'm in paradise. I feel mighty fine, y'all. I got music on my radio. Feel mighty fine, girl. I got music on my radio. Oh, oh, oh. I feel like I wanna kiss you standing beneath that mistletoe.
Well, thank you very much. It's good to see. Also, I want people to see some wonderful things that President Donald Trump is doing in the United States, and he has not been sworn in yet. It's going to be a great day in America. I want Bahamians not to be jealous. I want you to pray for Donald Trump. I want you to pray for the American economy to improve and the cost of living to go down, because the cost of living is extremely high here in the Bahamas, but it is subject to drop once you see the cost of living begin to drop in the United States. I've had 2 Negro citizens who contacted me today from the United States, and they wanted to know what I wanted from America. So one citizen, I said, find me something with Donald Trump. Bring anything with Donald Trump on it. And then the other one, I told my head was cold. So she's supposed to bring me something to warm my head. So the point that I make is Donald Trump is doing some wonderful things. The world is at war, and I'm satisfied that Donald Trump will be able to ease the tension. I think in Russia today, somebody blew up a senior Russian general. I don't know if it's the Ukrainian forces who did it, but it's a major conflict. And then we know that in the Middle East, there is wars taking place. I believe that these wars will not come to an end until on the 20th of January, when President Donald Trump is sworn in, and then he moved to restore law and order, international law and order. And I want to report to Bahamians that Trump is a wonderful negotiator. They provided me with some intelligence where Mr. Trump met with a multi-billionaire who's pledged to invest $100 billion Signal me when, so the people could see how good Trump can negotiate, because I believe we're going to need him to do some negotiation for us.
He is a great negotiator.
We're going to ask him right now. Would you make it $200 billion instead?
My promise is 100, but you know he's now asking to do more. I think with your leadership, my partnership with you, with your support, I will try to make it happen.
So we saw within a second a Japanese investor. He agreed to invest $100 billion. Donald Trump recognized that this man is extremely wealthy, and he publicly called on him to invest another $100 billion. And so the man has agreed that he shall invest $200 billion. And I suspect that we will soon see the trickle-down effect of a good U.S. economy. So we must pray for the United States. We must pray for Donald Trump, because it's God who had him elected. Don't forget, God set up governments and God bring them down. So God set up Donald Trump. What a wonderful pick God has given us. And in Donald Trump, we got three characteristics. One, the American people, they got a president. The world got a leader of the free world, and the world and the American people stood up for man's leadership. It's a glorious day, because in the world, people are confused, and Donald Trump isn't confused. He's moving swiftly to, fix the world. And you will note that since he got elected, it's like the American people have become saved. Nobody's now talking about killing baby. Remember, every other day they were plotting how to kill some babies, woman's right to her body. Finally, with Donald Trump, man has taken control of woman's body. And that's the way it should be. Isn't it wonderful? So it's a great day in the United States. It's a great day in the world. It will be a great day in the Bahamas. So let us not forget what we have, okay? It's very, very important. I want the Bahamian people to understand this, okay? Because many of us are from the United States. I heard a lot of people talking about they're from Africa. From Africa, they went to the United States. Then they came to the Bahamas. Many didn't come straight from Africa. So remember, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. And so it's going to be a great day in the world, and we must support Trump's agenda. I'm waiting for him to swear in, because I have some suspicion. One of my suspicions is the indictment was dropped on the Bahamas by the Biden's administration. I think Trump had nothing to do with it. I think he was briefed about it. And I think it is a political agenda. There's something that the Americans want. So we shall wait to see when Donald comes, to see what it is that the Americans want. And we may have to go into some serious negotiation, okay? And I'm not talking about the Americans wanting us to accept immigrants. No, I don't think it's that. I think it's greater than that, okay? So in the meantime, I call on everybody of influence. That includes each and every one of you citizens. Conduct yourself responsibly. Recognize that we are the inheritors of these rocks, these keys, these islands. 700 islands, 2,000 rock and keys. And look how we have been blessed. We sit right at the doorstep of the United States of America. So let's play our game properly. Our man is in the White House. It's Donald Trump. It's powerful. Spiritual advisor, any comments you want to make?
No comments. But listen, we got some breaking news.
Go ahead.
Here's what we can tell you. That after video circulating online showing a woman being attacked at Poinciana Avenue and Little Road, police now say that investigations are on the way. And of course, today after 2 p.m., she was attacked after she got off a jitney. She was taken to the hospital with lower body injuries. All right, the police is also reporting that a body has been found in the search for a missing French swimmer. Police had earlier reported that a search was underway off Exuma for a resident of Quebec, Canada, who was trapped in rough waters. Police have now announced the discovery of a body, and of course an autopsy will be conducted. That's all the information we have now. I guess as the information become available, you'll have more information, but the body has been found in the search for a missing French swimmer. Police had earlier reported that a search was underway off Exuma for a resident of Quebec, Canada, who was trapped in rough waters. Police have now announced the discovery of a body. An autopsy will be conducted very shortly.
Well, the Frenchman has been found, praise the Lord. So the conclusion to that mystery is that process is beginning. And so we have to constantly advise tourists
Need assistance because, quite frankly, the Bahamas is a very expensive place to live in. I don't know what the government's going to do about inflation and trying to at least rescue some Bahamians from this travesty of not being able to find food, even shelter, and for some people clothing. It isn't all that good in Bahamas. It's kind of rough. Living here, and it is seen on a daily basis. But Great Commission Ministry is the non-profit organization.
This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. We'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. More talks when we come back.
This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and I'm advised that Tanya is on the line. Hello, Tanya.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monker, and good afternoon, spiritual advisor. How are you doing today?
We're doing well, thank you so much. How are you?
Good. I'm great. It's good to hear that you're doing well.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of the women been in the shop, and they said to make sure let Mr. Monker know that they came on through and that they're taking his advice to be smart shoppers.
This is powerful.
Oh, yes. So I have to make sure. They say they listen to you every day, Mr. Munker.
This is
So
powerful.
I have to make sure, send a shout out to Miss Stephanie Newbold.
Yes.
And Miss Evelyn Bain. These the women's them. And Miss Lucy Hunt.
Uh-huh.
She says she's from the East.
Wow.
And she's the leader of the women's STEM. She wants you to know she watch and listen to you all the time. They're following your advice, Mr. Munker.
This is powerful.
They're in here taking advantage of all the sales we have going on.
I am happy, and I call on women everywhere to go to your store, my dear. Tell them where they can find it.
Oh, yes, listen. I'm right here on Mackey Street, number 122 Mackey Street. If they turn off of Wolf Road and turn on to Mackey Street, they can count two corners on the left-hand side. It is the two-story yellow building. You will see Shop Smart department store in the building. We're here every day of the week for them, Mr. Munker, from 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. in the evening.
Wow. Now that's plenty work. This is powerful. Any new thing? Anything to tell me? What you got on sale today?
Oh, yes, we have all sorts of new things happening down here at Shop Smart. We have rolled out a full fleet of the toy cars for the ride-on for the little kids.
Yes.
We've got from the Range Rover all the way to the Mercedes-Benz. We've got the big dump truck for the kids, the Caterpillar big dump truck. If your kid like tools and trucks and construction, you can come there. But what we have is the top of the line. They call this one the G-Wagon, Mr. Munker.
Wow.
It's a 4x4. It's cherry red. If they go on our Facebook page, that's Shop Smart 242, they will be able to see a full fleet of cars. They can see the motorbikes. They can see the bicycles. All of these toys we have here for the kids, and they're all 20% off.
Man, this is powerful. I wish my kid would take one of them, but he's so old.
Well, if you didn't have or you don't own your own Range Rover, but you have aspirations of owning a Range Rover, you could just come on down and get yourself one of these kitty Range Rovers.
I don't mind. I'm looking for one that goes with electricity. You have any electrical cars?
No electrical cars, Mr. Bunker.
Okay.
No electrical cars, but what we do have is some nice LED, fully lit up Christmas tree. If you drive past Massey Street right now, you will be amazed at the beautiful tree farm that we have going on. The trees are fully lit.
Wow.
We have them from 4 feet all the way up to 12 feet. And we have 30% off everything. So you will definitely be getting the best prices in town.
I love a Christmas tree. This is great. Well, I have to pass again because I noticed that every time I shop, I always get some good deal. So
yes, Mr. Munker, definitely you're going to get good deals. And I want you to let the people them know that we still have 5 pieces of clothing for $25 so they can continue to come on in and take advantage of this massive savings because you know they will get dressed up to go to Junkanoo, to go to the carnival, go to all of the Christmas parties.
Yes.
Just come here. You can make good purchases at the best prices in town. Top clothes for all of the family, 5 pieces for $25.
Well, listen, I am on my way to the Big Bang on Saturday. Do you think you have 5 pieces that I could wear at the Big Bang?
Oh, yes, Mr. Munker, definitely. You come on down. Use a savvy shopper.
Yes.
They guarantee to find something smart for you to wear.
This is powerful. And I also need something to put on my head because I think it's going to be chilly and my head is bald. You have anything I could pull down on my head?
Well, you know, we have the nice time, we have the scarf, we have the gloves. We will make sure you stay protected from this draft when you go out in the night.
Yeah.
So you don't come down with a cold before Christmas.
This
so
is
whatever
powerful.
you're looking for, come into Shop Smart. We're known as the Miracle on Matthew because we're here for you for whatever season of your life.
Well, I'm coming for the glove. I'm coming for my nice time. And who knows, I think I'll spend $25 and I can get 5 pieces, right?
Yes, you surely can, Mr. Munker. And you know, we still have 50% off the rugs and curtains, so if you need any of those items, or if you need any small appliances, those are 20% off. And like I said, all the toys in the store, toy line is completely 20% off.
This is great. I look forward to seeing you, and I want you to be safe, take good care, and if you're not too busy, call me again tomorrow. How does it sound?
That sounds great, and I will surely have another set of savings just for you, Mr. Munker, and you have a great evening as well.
I thank you very much, Tanya. Tanya, it's powerful at smart shopping. Well, my spiritual advisor, when last have you been to Tanya at the smart shop?
I definitely will go back today. No, not today.
No.
Probably on Saturday, now that you mentioned the Big Bang.
Yeah, the Big Bang.
Maybe I could find something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, you need something that you could use to bang Lulu.
Oh, Jesus, let me see. Sandra.
You don't dance? Bang, bang, Lulu.
Yeah.
Lulu gone away.
That isn't what I thought
You're
you
not
said.
safe.
Anyhow, let's open the lines.
Quickly, you didn't ask me if I had something else to say.
Go ahead. What do you have to say, Sandra?
Let's open up the line.
Yeah, because you're on the people's time. It's the calling time. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775. 698-0776. You can call us. The lines open up. Don't forget to turn your radios down, please, or your televisions when you call us so we don't get the echo or the feedback. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. All right, welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
You're doing well.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
All right. Just want to share some information, man. You know, this Christmas season, and the Christmas season is really all about the kids. I know the adults love the ham and turkey and so forth, but just wanted to share some information, if you allow me. The Honorable Vaughn P. Miller, you know, the constituency is so large. We'll be having a toy drive and giveaway in the Golden Meadows area for residents of that, specifically of that community, this coming Saturday. And so we're asking residents of that particular area, of course, you'll have to have proof of ID to come out and, you know, bring the little ones. We'll have some toys and some treats for them.
Okay.
On the park in the Golden Meadows area. That's the area just off the detention center corner.
Yes.
And so the residents of that area has been looking forward for us to come and participate for some time now. So I just wanted to share that information with the persons in that constituency.
Well, we're happy for that information. I thank you. And you have a Merry Christmas, eh?
You too.
Okay, sir.
All right, take care. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Hello.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. I'd like to send a birthday shout out to my nephew, Latario Albury, from his parents, Cassandra and Orlando, his grandmother, Hillary Smith, his brother, Tel Vaughn, his cousins, his aunts, his uncle, and everybody who love him, especially his son, Liam Albury. And happy birthday, Latario. May God's blessing be with you. And I'd like to also send a birthday request to Roselle Moxie from the Wilson's family and wishing her all the best and enjoy your birthday. Thank you. This is coming in from Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie. You're a wonderful citizen. God bless you.
Welcome.
Thank you, darling.
All right.
Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Good evening, Mr. Magna.
Good evening,
Mr.
sir.
Raoul.
Yes,
How are you doing, sir?
Mr. Manco,
Yes.
I have a little concern,
Go ahead.
and I find it interesting that the police have a suspect in custody for rape of the little school girl. But the police say they could not interview him due to mental state.
Okay.
And he is expected to be taken to Sandlands for evaluation.
Yes.
And the police also confirmed that DNA evidence from the victim and the suspect has been sent overseas for testing.
Okay.
And when the Commissioner of Police, Clayton Fernanda, was asked why the police believe they have the right suspect, Mr. Fernanda declined to share details
Okay.
during a press conference,
Right.
only to say the suspect had notable injury on the day of the arrest. And I hope the killer ain't on the loose. God save the king.
Well, before you leave, why do you think the killer is on the loose when the police say they have him in custody? Oh, he's gone, eh?
I guess he's saying the DNA samples hasn't reached back yet, so they don't know if they have the right person.
Take it from me. We have the right person.
Okay, this, you know, that's basically what he was suggesting.
Yeah.
Anyhow, welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good day, Mr. Bunker.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bunker, what strikes me is how that ain't common knowledge. And with the commission inquiry, when at that particular time, the president of the Christian Council is the one with the principle to put food on the table.
Well, he was not the president of the Christian Council. He happens to be a bishop in the Baptist Church.
Later on, he became the president of the Christian Council. Am I right?
I don't recall if he became that. He might have. I don't recall, but you might be correct. Go ahead.
But you know, and I but you were right. I was just shocked that it was you know, it wasn't a common knowledge thing.
Well, you would have had to been in F&M cycle because it was Sir Ovaltine Quest who came out of a meeting with the Archbishop and told everybody. Okay?
Principle don't put food on the table.
That is what the Baptist bishop taught.
Yes, I remember that like yesterday.
But you see, I don't lie.
Who's the name of the person? What's the name of the person who said that?
Bishop Michael Simnet.
Mr. Bunker.
Yes.
Sorry, Senator.
Yes, sir.
I always hear you don't lie.
Right.
I always hear that from you.
Yeah. I prefer not to lie unless it's in my bed.
I never heard no one else say the senator will lie. Every time I hear someone say the senator will lie, it is the senator who says that.
Well, I have to vouch for me, you know, because the talks that I give, many people will not be aware of it. They don't know that I was everywhere. They don't know that I was close with some of the most powerful of the leaders in the country.
That's what attracts me to listening to you, you know what I mean? Because the many things what you say, I know about them, you understand me?
Yes.
Another thing what goes on, Mr. Monk, is this here. We have our opportunity, our downfall is we cannot do nothing with the police force. We can change the government, we can change we can put whoever we want in. But the police force is a factor. And I think they need to look at that more than how they look at politicians.
Well,
and so when the politicians come around, all those guys who be in coffee, they need to be with the public. And let the conscience be around the prime minister there.
What is it that you would like done with the police force?
I hope sometimes we can elect a commissioner.
We are able.
And then we have more knowledge,
of their track record, of their promotion, in the area in which they work. We can go back and see the type of work they did when they work, when they're in charge of CDU, when they're in charge of the Family Island, and then you can have when they're in charge of Coconut Grove, or when they spoke there, and see their work.
Okay. Well, once again, as a voter, you could make those recommendations to both of the major political parties that you would like to have more information on the person that the Prime Minister will appoint after consulting with the leader of the opposition. I'll give you an example. When the Prime Minister consulted with opposition leader Michael Penet, it is reported that Michael Penet says he does not know Shanta Knowles. He's never met her. Well, immediately, as an FNM, I know that that was misinformation. Mr. Producer, would you please show the leader of the opposition with the incoming Commissioner of Police, Shanta Knowles? We, as FNMs, because we know our party history and we know the lies that our party specializes in, we're able to unravel it. You see? So, notwithstanding that Michael Penet is alleged to have said that he didn't know Shanta Knowles, we have a wonderful photograph.
You started in 1972.
Pardon?
You started, you said you wanted to start to say, but in 1972. You're talking about the coup, Taboo and stuff thing, right? Then the Red Boris in action.
Yes, Brenda Red, Boris, Philip,
Polk. Some other MPs had to go in hiding because they was getting attacked and their residents and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, what you had is our party, the FNM, we started shooting gun at the PLP, and some of the PLPs got mad and they fired gun at us. Then we started burning down some of the PLP headquarters, many of the PLP headquarters, and there's no evidence, but I suspect that the PLP may have burned down one or two of our headquarters. After all, it was like tit for tat, butter for fat. If you touch my crab, I'll oat your torch.
Yeah. Thank you so much, caller. Yeah. We appreciate your contribution, okay? All right, we got some other callers waiting. Welcome to Freedom House, caller. You're live. Go ahead, caller. You there?
You said 2 callers ago, we have the right man. Can you expand on that we for me, please?
When you say we have the right man, which man are we referring to? What man was he referring to?
I assume the incident with the...
you're talking about the
little girl that was killed, yeah.
Yeah. I am satisfied, and I don't want to publicly say it because sometimes my role is not clearly defined to the public, and sometimes I am undercover. I'm satisfied that we have the right man. I'm satisfied. And mental illness is a real issue in the country. Mm-hmm. In our country, we don't like crazy people. This is a very unkind country. I'll give you an example. There's a woman who lives in the southern part of the island. She can't walk. She needs to see the doctor most Tuesdays. Do you know we can find no one who is willing to go into Pinewood Garden, pick up that sick woman, and take her to the Princess Margaret Hospital, and her leg is hiding. So, for about an hour, I had to bear her pain. And it really had an emotional impact on me. And I said to myself, my God, all these ambulances we got, we can't find nobody to pick up this woman. And this is a problem that has existed for a long time. Now, meanwhile, I thought about calling some of the women organization, but she would not be the kind of female character that they would be interested in. They would not be interested in her medical issue. But now, if they heard that I liked her, they would have a problem with that. They would have a problem on these sinful position. But she needs to get to the Princess Margaret Hospital. And none of these female organizations are interested in assisting her because that's not what they are into. And greater than that, she's very black. They don't like black people.
Here we go again. Welcome to Freedom
They
March.
do not like black people.
This is a black country, man. What you talking about? Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Do it. Mr. Monka.
Sir.
Tell your buddy Dwayne Sons do not go back to Lizzie. The people in Lizzie I bring the ground is Dwayne Sons is the meanest MP ever. Until Michael Pintat, schizophrenic bipolar man, the man lie and say he did not know Shannon Notes. Shannon Notes speak at the FLM Women's Branch. He take picture of. Tell Michael Pintat do not cause violence in this country like 72, okay? And tell him apologize to party, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Monka?
Yes, sir. I'll tell him.
I'll tell him, please go and take his silence card and still politics. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Lord, I tell you.
I didn't know Shanta Knowles spoke at the F&M rally.
Huh?
I didn't know Shanta.
What I tell you?
I didn't know. She's F&M too?
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. No, I tell you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you?
How are you? I just want to send a congratulations out to my great-granddaughter, Nexuma Zaria Wilson,
Okay.
who just won the Queen 24-25.
Okay. Congratulations.
Well,
and I congratulate for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell her.
How are you?
So, I want to join you in
I would like to get to talk to you sometime and get a lot of stuff for you.
Okay. Are you an Exuma?
No, I'm a Nassau. I'm a Lutheran.
Oh, okay, because I'm looking for some crab for Christmas.
Yeah.
Ain't no crab in the Lutre.
Look at we need lights for it up there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well, when you have time, call me and we can always talk, okay?
Yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
so much.
You're very kind.
We appreciate
God bless you.
Yes, we appreciate your kindness, sir.
All right.
Take care.
I could use some crab. Anybody in Cat Island got any little black crab to send up to Nassau? I feel like eating some peas and rice with crab. I don't mind if my crab is black, but I'm not prejudiced. I'll eat white crab.
Okay, welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. No? All right, we're at the end of the show. But listen,
we at the end of the show?
To those folks who use the thoroughfare between Commonwealth Bank on East Bay Street and the Green Parrots, I understand that was just the first phase of the paving. They're going to go back and they're going to make sure it is finished off. So they understand that the road is uneven. It does seem as if it is a mess, but they understand it's not a mess. They've just put down that first layer, and they're the same people that actually paved Monroe Avenue, which is an excellent job. So they did call us on the show yesterday to let us know what was happening. So be patient with them. They have to go back to that thoroughfare between Commonwealth Bank, Armstrong Street, and of course Green Parrots to finish the paving. And the Minister for the MP for Southern Shores, Leroy Major, is having a gathering, a Christmas. He calls it a bigger bang. It's a turkey get big and kids Christmas party. That's gonna be this coming Saturday, the 21st of December. Food, drinks, live music, Mountain Castle, and the works location is Carmichael Road next to Lickety Split Plaza. All right, so Southern Shores residents. Interesting. Southern Shores residents only. All right. Remember that. Southern Shores residents only. Please come out. He says he's having a big bang as well. Wow. Interesting. A bigger bang. Well, you see.
Zami moi. Zami moi. Si ou habiter dans la communauté ou aller dans la fête. Vous comprenez? Parce que anglais noir ou noir. Tout le monde est noir. Vous parlez un peu pareil. So folks, these are wonderful
Southern
things.
Shores residents only.
I call on my people. We
plenty of them
are
in
the
Southern
people
Shores.
of Carmichael Lord. Any party that's
Carmichael Lord.
taking place in the back there, we are all invited because we are all. What you mean? No.
No. Southern Shores residents
Yes,
only.
yes, but where
The rest of you can come to the Big Bang. That's going to be this Saturday at the Sports Center, okay? All right? Come
Anyway.
to that. Now, that's going to be a big bang.
tout le monde haïtien. Allez. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Bunde Sopre Wa. God save the King. Do well, everybody. If it is God's will, tomorrow. Long live the King. It's powerful. God save the King.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.